peptide E, sleep and fatigue after traumatic brain injury. And our first presenter is Dr. Sharma, who's going to be presenting on nanowire delivery of antibodies to amyloid beta peptide, phosphorylated tau, and serotonin. Altogether with cerebral lysine induces superior neuroprotection following sleep deprivation, induced exacerbation of Alzheimer's disease pathophysiology.
Thank you very much. I am very honored to present my talk in 12 minutes.
12 minutes.
Oh, great. Actually, my wife is chief investigator of sleep-deprived brain injury from US Air Force Research, and she asked me to present this talk. I will try to do my best. I show this disclosure. Do you have anything to point to?
Yeah, this.
Okay. Various government organizations, and I must confess that this is all my personal opinion. It has nothing to do with any government organization I am working with. Sleep deprivation is a big problem in all our military personnel, and you know that because in combat operations the life is very difficult. And there are recently research is coming out that even one night of sleep deprivation can increase your beta amyloid in the brain. Go and look for the literature. So you can see that these military personnel are often quite subject to different kinds of injury, including head injury. So we started to work on what happens sleep deprivation alone, because it can influence our intelligence, our decision-making capacity, and many other functions. This is a cartoon showing that you can see sleep deprivation. There are many aspects here and can even lead to brain atrophy. Of course, in Alzheimer's, there are many factors involved, beta amyloid peptide, phosphorylated tau, and they all work, and sleep deprivation will enhance those in our brains. This is just a cartoon show that how much load we have on our brain when we are sleep deprived for a longer time. And this is the cartoon that phosphorylated tau, amyloid protein, and alpha-synuclein, because this is also common in Parkinson's disease. So I want to tell you that both Alzheimer and Parkinson are very common, and the denominators are also very similar. This is one example that how serotonin can affect, because sleep, you already know that serotonin has an important role. I show one cartoon here, and this is telling that sleep deprivation alone can affect most of our hormonal and biological functions. Combat stress and sleep deprivation is quite common in not only US military but also the world military. They are facing with that situation. I'm showing this cartoon to tell you that sleep deprivation induced intelligence and all other decision-making capacity are very similar to alcohol intake. This is not my research. This is some other person has shown it, and this is already in the literature. So here is the common picture that our military personnel are suffering when they are in combat operation or even peacekeeping mission in home or in abroad, and they have very little time to sleep. So we wanted to study the sleep deprivation, of course, in animal model, and then provided injury and also measuring some parameters of Alzheimer's disease. And I can tell you that antibodies as a treatment is quite common nowadays, and there are reasons to believe that these antibodies could be more effective against receptor antagonist drugs, because all receptors have different kinds of 1, 2, 3, 4, and their subtypes. So if you have a drug, it can block only 1 or 2 kinds of receptors or subtypes, but antibodies will block the effect of the whole antibody. This one example here, I can show you that in concussive head injury, 5-HT antibodies were quite neuroprotective. This is an example that in amyloid model, amyloid beta peptide is increased, and nanowire delivery of cerebrolysine. Cerebrolysine is a drug. It contains many kinds of trophic factors and important peptide fragments. Because when you have a disease that has many aspects to control, you cannot treat with one drug or one receptor antagonist. So this is multimodal drug, commercially used, and also it has clinical trials going on in the United States of America. So the tau protein also, in case of amyloid, you can see here that by given nanovirus cerebralizing, it has significantly reduced. Here is the deposition of amyloid around the microvessels and also leakage of blood-brain barrier to albumin, and nanovirus cerebralizing is doing best to protect them. Of course, cerebralizing alone is doing also, but nanowire is much better. As you can see here, that neuronal damages, this is also astrocytic activation, neuronal damages, and they were significantly reduced by nanovirus cerebralizing, of course also by cerebralizing, but nanovirus is much better. Myelinity changes, as you can see by electron microscopy, this nanovirus cerebralizing did the best to protect our axons and myelinated axons. I can also tell you that in many kinds of disease, when people are having like hypertension and diabetes, these situations are exacerbated. And I'm just showing one example that in diabetes, all the cases were exacerbated, and this is one of the examples here. Using TiO2 cerebralizing delivery, we have the best results in reducing all aspects of blood-brain barrier leakage in different areas of the brain. And also we compared PLGA-level cerebralizing because there are different modes of nano delivery, and we want to compare different modes. We feel that nanowire delivery using titanium dioxide nanowires are the better ones. Here you can see that amyloid beta infusion, that is the important part of making Alzheimer-like disease. You see here CSF level of one of the prostaglandin metabolites is increased significantly in many cases, and where we have given cerebralizing by PLGA, it was able to reduce it. Here comes the phosphorylated tau level. We measured in CSF, cerebral cortex, hippocampus, and cerebellum. You can see that it is much higher in infusion only, and when we have given cerebralizing, these values are significantly reduced. Administration of antibodies to tau and serotonin together with nanovirus cerebralizing, you can see here that phosphorylated tau is decreased and neurons were very well protected. The same thing happens with here, the serotonin antibodies together with amyloid beta peptide antibodies and serotonin. You can see here that there is much more better neuroprotection here when we have given nanovirus cerebralizing that is potentiated by serotonin antibodies. Some of the works we presented at National Innovation and Showcase, and we are happy to tell that this technology got top 15% technology award by the US government. Here is one example from Uppsala University. The juries were diverse and they unanimously gave us this kind of honor, so we feel that we are working in the right direction and we do more. So now, due to short of time, we can only show you here biochemical measurements of CSF and brain parameters. It is amyloid beta peptide, phosphorylated tau, serotonin, blood-brain barrier, and CSF protein. And it is sleep deprivation 48 hours because we have seen 48 hours giving us sufficient brain injury. And then this amyloid beta peptide infusion has exacerbated all parameters here. But when we have given nanovirus cerebralizing, the values were significantly reduced here for all parameters. And it is further potentiated when we have added antibodies to tau and serotonin antibodies here. So the point is that here you can see here that untreated, there are many neurons that are damaged, but here when we have given nanovirus cerebralizing together with antibodies to tau and amyloid beta peptide, serotonin antibodies, you can see many neurons were significantly. It can also be seen at electron microscopy level. We have much more compact neuropil. Of course, there are not all changes can be prevented. But here I just want to give you a caution that when you give nanowire drug delivery, you have to choose the right drug. It is not that you can give XYZ and by nano delivery, it can become neuroprotective. This is an example because we have tried so many things. This is the most damaging compartment. This is the most protective compartment. You can see some of the nano-delivered drugs are lying in between, whereas some of the nano-delivery were in this column. So you have to choose your drug right. The problem is how nanowire can induce neuroprotection. The point is very simple. They can penetrate the endothelial cells without damaging much, and they can release their compound inside the brain or intracellular level, so they can stay a longer time. They are not catabolized quickly. So these could be one of the possible regions of having better neuroprotective effects. And so I can say that multimodal drugs and nanodelivery could be the future cases. And we are working with Nobel laureate Dr. Shally with small fragments adding there. I'm not going there. This is our just book released in 2 months, Progressing Brain Research, edited by my wife Aruna and myself. We have also shown the effect of nanodelivery by different Springer books and Elseviers. And here I stop. It is long supported by various governments. These are my collaborators. I am from Uppsala University, and thank you very much for your kind attention.
We have time for one question. The next presenter is Dr. Shapiro. We're going a little bit out of order because Dr. Shapiro has to